Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me.
That's a good one.
Okay, people in the hospital, we wish you the best.
We wish you the very
people
best. We wish
in
you
California
the
the best that we can hope for you. So, enjoy life. Enjoy cannabis. It's going.
Okay, and here we are, once again, at Mercy TV time. Hello, Mercy Nation. Greetings, I'm Perry Normal. This is PK and producer PRC, which stands for Patient Resource Coordinator, Sonny.
Hey, Mercy Nation! You know, we are so lucky to have this show still going after all these years.
Thank you, Lord.
So many people along with the station, Dr. Levesque, you know, we've been able to make it happen.
2 decades now. Wow. And all the folks that, you know, from when we started to now. And I guess it's who's, you know, looking for the next, you know. Who's going to come out and help us next. We're going to try to get our services so that we can have other people come in from around the country and the state, other cannabis law reform activists, to tell you about what's going on and how you can help. But mostly, you can register, vote, get everyone you know to do so also. And get with your local program, you know. It is here in Oregon. You can be a grower for somebody. You can be a caregiver. You can help somebody with their medical cannabis maintenance and all. Other states have different rules and regulations for who can be your grower, if you can get one, and a caregiver, someone to assist those who are physically hindered and doing their medical cannabis growing. And then there's also preparation, you know. The easiest methods for disabled people often take the most effort to produce it, and it's difficult for people, because of disabilities, to make even something as simple as brownies or canna butter.
That's why your caregiver is important, you know. Finding a caregiver, and a lot of people don't know that your caregiver can help you in so many different ways. And it ain't just transporting and helping trimming and cooking,
right,
and all these ways that are so important for the patient, you know. And the patient and the caregiver can work together, and it just ain't picking it up and growing it. And, you know, there's so many ways. And learning, you know, the caregiver gets to learn also, you know, and has a chance to go around and learn.
Right.
Well, excuse me.
Cannabis midwives, yeah.
So this is 8-hour olive oil, and it's been added to the different cannabis plants that have grown over the seasons. Yeah, when it's getting low with olive oil, you add some more olive oil. You never get rid of the mash. It takes 28 days when you first start the process, but you agitate it. If you have to have a paint can stirrer which vibrates the can, that would be your best way to go, because you're getting the molecules that are in the cannabis plant into the oil. You're not adding any heat to it.
So no open flame is used in this making. So there's no possibility of any of the explosions that are generally associated with making cannabis oil.
Well, some people are worried about stuff like that. So you can do it like this, not have to worry about it, and you can still get the benefits of it and see some relief for your pain or for your guts and nausea and
Or your
all
lungs.
and go to the bathroom. You know, all these things are important when you're a patient and you're having to take all these medicines that the doctor has given you. You know, that's important. We like to talk about too. You know, we stress the doctors give you medicines for all the different kinds of conditions, and it's important to take those, you know, because we work with the doctors, you know. That's why if you can't talk to your doctor, I'll go to the doctor with you. I've been going to a lot of patients' doctors for a lot of years, and you know, some people can't talk with their doctors. I can talk with your doctor with you. You know, we've been doing it. We started when we changed the law when it was illegal. You know, Dr. Levesque was with us. You know, I should say we was with Dr. Levesque.
Right.
You know, however, you know, it don't matter. You know, we did it. You know, we're here. We're still here. We're still doing it. You know, the nation is out there. You know, Perry has set it up in every state. You know, your legislator, your senator, in your state, you know, that's what's important. You need to make sure that they know that cannabis helps your condition.
Know that their position is and vote accordingly. More importantly, you talk about them and the points when you're getting others to vote. So, again, contact your representatives and get everybody
your testimonial.
your testimony and get everybody you know to do so also. It's a numbers game, and we've got to get as many people
And stand up with
hitting them on this issue as possible, you know. And then, again, network, get with your local program, support your local program. If you're able to be a card holder, do so. If you're able to get with the program and the other means, like we're talking about, PK has served as a caregiver for folks, getting their medicine, making this oil, and then handing it back to them. So those are the kind of things you can do for people, and you know, support, you know, the way of life here, a quality of life. You know, give them a life. These people are often disabled to the point of not doing anything, just kind of wasting away. And I remember one case where the person was like literally just trapped there in their wheelchair because of their seizures and stuff. And once they had just a little bit of cannabis and they're able to relax and all, they're able to get up and go about their day and all. It was just a miracle to watch that, to see that. You can't see that, experience that, and not be changed, not say, hey, this is something.
It makes you feel so good, and then you want to share it with others, so hopefully they can get the benefit that you've experienced. And everybody has a different metabolism, and the way the medicine is metabolized in your system,
Right.
you know, that's...
So some people are saying, hey, man, I took one, you know, a powerful gummy, you know, and it didn't do anything for me and all. And then other people will have that same, and then take 4 or 5 gummies, and then all of a sudden it hits them, you know. And so
That's why
it's important to know, you know, what somebody's saying. But the most important thing there is there's no bad side effects. They don't die. There's no overdose level of cannabis.
So you have to regulate yourself when you're enjoying a gummy or any cannabis food products, because a little bit could be a lot for you.
Well, one of the things me and you were talking about earlier this week was keeping track. Remember how we was talking about that? It's good for a patient when they keep a book. When we was talking earlier this week, Pete and I was saying, you know, we got to remember when we do the show this week, for a patient, if they have a little book or a piece of paper, they can write down
Logbook.
you know, how much you're using. Don't feel like it makes you, people think you're too, because you're using too much. It's okay. You know, it just needs you know, so you know how, because like when we started today, we was talking about today's show. Well, because the weather's changing. Because when I was out on the walk to this here recently, I ran into a patient that I haven't seen for a while, and he was asking me, because he noticed he was using more. And he has a couple different conditions like I have, and he noticed he's using more. And it had to do with the weather. And he's using more.
Well, and he was using this stuff first, and then he's using that stuff next. So you don't know.
And that's another thing. And he doesn't know he's getting medicines from different people. So he doesn't know what kind of, you know, is it indica, is it sativa, and all of these are different things that make a difference. It still works, but it doesn't, you know. And
so because they all have not just the THC, but the cannabinoids and cannabinoids, the CBN, CBG, CBDs, and so forth. But
back to keeping track of it, though.
And terpenes and ermines.
And that's what Pete and I was talking about, keeping track of it, writing it down, so it leaves a trail for you to know, and even your doctor.
Well,
you know?
this is especially for your doctor, that you're keeping a record on. I'm enjoying a couple tokes in the morning with the breakfast. I may have if I'm feeling pain, I'm taking a couple more.
Or rubbing it on. Or eating a brownie, or a piece of cookie, or a pancake. You know, all of these things are important. You know, these are the things we're talking about. Because when your quality of life changes, and you know that you're getting the benefit, and you want to share it with others, because all you're doing is taking a couple puffs, or and vaporizing.
Right.
We haven't talked about vaporizing.
Teas, tinctures.
That's what we was talking about too. I got into that with him too, about because he was going, well, the coffee, man, the coffee is really good.
Yeah.
And you know, that's it too, because you can do it with your coffee, you know.
That's that's something.
That's, you know, you do it in your coffee. You know, it's getting colder, you do it in your coffee, you know, how it changes and what it does. You are the patient. You have to see the benefit, how it breaks down for you, and your metabolism, how it breaks down, you know, neurologically. It's going to work in your metabolism. And
so how does he like put it into where the ground coffee goes? He put some cannabis in there to.
He was just letting it soak.
Seep in there, yeah. Interesting. Did he use one of those little T-ball like thing?
He had a little bag.
Interesting.
He had a little bag.
So there you go, folks. Yet another method for consuming your cannabis. Educate your doctor and others about it. That's one of the things. Educate your representatives about, and to network with others in your local community. If you don't have a program, then there's the Medical Cannabis Underground, and the best ways to find out about groups or people that wanting to organize is to demonstrate and rally, and just try to set up town halls by yourself there, and people will come. You'll get to know and meet people like yourself that are concerned about activism, that this issue is symbolic to them of pretty much all our freedoms and issues that we're suffering.
Well, and it just
here.
depends on how whether you smoke it, whether you eat it, whether you rub it on. It depends on your condition. Some people have a lot of conditions. Some people only have one condition. So that's how you're, depending what you do.
Well, when we're talking about activism, if you're not a patient, good, but you're still spending money on the war. So to do nothing means you keep wasting your tax dollars on nonsense, on preventing people from using the only medicine that works for them. You know, so if you didn't have them being stopped, then what would happen? Then they would get healed and have life and all that stuff. They're not running amok, you know. They keep saying that when we pass the law, oh my God, your city's going to be in flames by nightfall. You know, oh, the pot people are just going to run around and riot and everything. And it, you know, children will be dying, though, dropping like flies. No, doesn't happen, you know. I mean, let's look at what happened in Australia when they decriminalized and all. And somebody did a study about alcohol. What happened with alcohol use during that time? And it's like, oh, alcohol use went down. And subsequently, traffic accidents went down. Crime, like especially family fights went down. All these things went down too because of that, you know. And suicide rates.
Well, our veterans, you know, that's, you know, when we started our show back when Mike was helping us and doing everything, producer Mike was such an important part and helping us and doing so much for us and with us, and you know, we love you, brother.
Yeah, bro, man, thanks.
You know,
him and Dr. Lebeck.
You know,
bunches.
We have so many veterans out there that use that. A lot of them are still afraid because their families are giving them hell, you know, and that's too bad. You know, in the little walks I go on, I've still ran into the veterans out there that are still fighting with their families over using it, and they shouldn't be. You know, that's terrible. You know, here our veterans go out and fight for everybody. You know, and they're still having problems.
Our freedom.
You know, that ain't right.
No,
you know,
no.
They're using a little bit for themselves and the rights for all of us to use it, for everybody. You know, it just is not right. You know, everybody gets to use it and they can't use it. You know, that's just terrible. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so much benefit. You know, depending, you know, all the conditions, let alone our friend, you know, Rick, you know, the cancer, you know, his cancer went away. You know, everybody, if you had cancer yesterday and today you don't have cancer, you'd just be so happy.
Right.
You know, your quality of life is just out of this world. You know, you just want to shout up and down. You know, if a little plant.
And it's just amazing. Here we are, looking at something that many people declare, and there's a lot of evidence to support it, that here's a cure for cancer. I mean, how much research and everything has gone into that, and yet it's not proven or disproven. You know, if it wasn't, then fine, show it and do it. But no, it's just kind of hanging there in limbo because there's too much money in the freaking war for these people. So. And you know, an odd force against resolving medical cannabis was things like the opioid crisis. The opioid companies were suppressing cannabis, you know, for a couple of reasons. One, a big reason, important reason, and to show the character of these people, cannabis was helping people to get off their addiction to the opioids and so forth, and so they wanted to get rid of it for that, number one. Also because it was an alternative. It's helped people with their pain where without debilitating them, but like or killing them.
They knew what the end result was.
So those are the kinds of forces that are keeping medical cannabis, and it's not good for us, society, to have that situation, to have that basis. So man, change it, folks.
This law came back in 1937, and before that, you could go to a local pharmacy or your drugstore and find products that had cannabis in them in quantity. if we were using hemp as well as the cannabis plant, the world would be a different place, because we would have saved a lot of forests, because they can make from A to Z in hemp.
Yeah.
And Henry Ford, he tried to bring this up, and you can look that up in the record book. The panels on the thing, and a biofuel for the vehicle also. But the pharmacy, the timber industry,
medically, the water, the oxygen, there's so many good things that cannabis does for not just the patients, for our water, for our world. I mean, we're just not, and it's not
So
just here in Oregon and in the 50 states, it's in all these countries, you know. I mean, thank you for setting up all the websites, Perry. And, you know, if you got any questions, you can give us a call at 503-363-4588 or give us an email.
info@mercycenters.org. Of course, you can go there, send us an email by visiting our site at mercycenters.org. And tell a friend, tell an enemy, and bring them back here next time for Mercy TV. So, thanks for all the folks who've, helped us out over the years, decades now. We've been doing this show.
So many.
Thank you, my brothers, for doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for
Mercy Nation.
Dr. LeBeck, Mike, Shauna, George, everybody.
Gosh, all the folks at CCTV.
Yeah.
God,
And all of them that it takes
Alan,
to put it on every day.
Charles, Luis, Jessica.
Yeah.
Gosh, thanks everybody there.
Well, because it takes so many every day. You know, it just ain't one day and it happened. No, man, it takes every day. You know, they do so much every day.
And we're very grateful for them. And for you. Thanks for visiting. We'll see you next time
We still have 7 minutes
on Mercy TV.
of the show.
Okay.
Well, that's good. You know, in 7 minutes, we got a lot of time. Dr. Levesque was a good man. You know, a lot of people don't know who Dr. Levesque was. He was a good doctor. He did a lot of good things. He knew that cannabis was going to help us and help a lot of patients with all these conditions. And look, Rick's cancer went away. And it's gone, and Rick don't have cancer today. And legally, he did it. He didn't have to.
And I think it's something to note that for all the folks that
Dan
Dan,
Eugene, the bad
another
man.
who cancer survivor,
And Henry.
Henry.
so forth.
Thank you, Henry.
You know, and you know, we have to point out that nobody's died from an overdose during this time here. We just got nothing. We have, I shouldn't say nothing but success story. Like some people still die from their cancers and stuff, but a much better death, much better passing
And talk to your doctors.
because of cannabis. So
You know, if it's helping you, talk to your doctors.
talk to your docs.
It's so important, you know. Your doctors.
If your
and
doctor
you don't
doesn't
want
agree,
to, call us.
Give us a contact. You know, write down, note what the points, why he disagrees, and we can usually answer them point by point. So, same with your legislators. If you make contact, they tell you something, you come to us, check it out. We'll tell you what the truth of the matter is and how to answer with counterpoints to those who make these often reefer madness level assertions as to why cannabis should be illegal.
Well, these days, information is pretty easy to get through your computer, through your phone, and talking to the right people.
But on the computer, you don't know where it's going. Right here, this is live, this is us. We got real people doing, you know, Rick's a real person. He had cancer. He don't have cancer today. You know?
So, a couple of things. One, the Global Marijuana Marches is happening May 3rd, 2025, and you should check out our website, mercycenters.org, for more information about it. Also, the contacting your representatives, use votesmart.org for seeing how they voted, and then getting what the program is. Again, you can visit our website where we list the programs that are happening
Or give us a
in all
call.
50 states.
So, if you're not sure about the representatives that are on the ballot, put your own name. Your vote
Right.
does count.
You can't find somebody to represent you properly. Run for the job yourself there.
And then tell your friends to put down your own name or the person, Joe, that you're running for dog catcher.
Right. So, and finally, if you're watching us here in the Salem area on Channel 23, stay tuned for PK's My Garden, also on this channel here.
And Henry Turner has a show also. And our friend Paul Sanford has
a show on this channel 23.
And they're all important, you know.
Also, visit Mercy Centers TV on the YouTube for our library of shows that we've uploaded there. Also, PK's My Garden. So,
And if you got any questions, give us a call at 503-363-4588. You know?
And
okay.
if you don't get us the first time, call again and call again. I'm home and then I'm out doing something, helping the patients and helping the voting to remind you to vote.
Thank you, Mercy Nation.
All right.
Everybody be safe. You know, that's what's important. And
Yeah, be safe.
be safe.
Have fun. Go fly a kite on a beautiful day and enjoy the breeze.
Yes. Just be safe and take care of your neighbors, man. You know? Be safe and take care of your neighbors.
Network. To you medical
Right
cannabis
to you.
undergrounds, good luck, God bless you, and keep you.
Renew your medical marijuana permit. And thank you for watching the program. Want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.